I'm a minister at King's Cross Methodist Church in London. Over the next few weeks at King's Cross, mattresses will be aired and pillows plumped, food will be purchased and games will be taken out of the cupboard. Regular volunteers will be contacted and greeted, all in readiness to open our doors on the 2nd of November as we welcome guests into our winter night shelter. Working in partnership with a local homelessness charity and other churches in the borough of Camden, King's Cross welcomes homeless guests from the beginning of November until the end of March, offering them a warm bed for the night, a shower, a hot meal and a breakfast in the morning. Each church hosts one night of the week, and so the guests experience a wide range of food, conversation, companionship and entertainment. Some nights we play board games, other nights we play bingo, but there might be music nights or film nights. But whatever entertainment the church puts on, and believe me, that can become quite competitive, there is always a warm welcome and a space where everyone can feel safe. Hosting the night shelter is both a joy and a privilege, and it's given me the opportunity to engage with some amazing people, both volunteers and guests. Conversations with guests over the years have humbled me, enlightened me and inspired me. And above all, they've taught me to feel grateful for the basics of which I so often take for granted: food, shelter and a loving family. The theme for Homeless Sunday this year is love and justice, and this is something that we try to live out through the winter night shelter. We try to show our guests the love of Jesus Christ in action through hospitality and through working alongside people to assist them with language skills, finding permanent accommodation, putting them into paid employment and helping them to access essential services. The passage selected for Homeless Sunday this year is the parable of the wicked tenants from Matthew's Gospel. And I think it's a parable that can make for some uncomfortable reading. The passage reflects the misuse of power. It reflects greed, violence and rejection, concepts which are not unfamiliar to many of our night shelter guests. Those who are homeless often find themselves completely powerless. With no permanent address, they're unable to access services. They experience higher levels of physical and mental health problems, whilst finding it difficult to access adequate healthcare. Many have encountered physical and mental abuse or have experienced violence and aggression. The passage also reminds us about our individual accountability, and it reminds us that we're answerable for the ways in which we treat others and how we carry out the tasks that God has called us to do. It's down to each and every one of us to play our own part, however small that might be, to show Christ's love to others, particularly the marginalised and the oppressed. Very often, our night shelter guests are asylum seekers who have an additional difficulty through either not speaking or having very little English. But fortunately, the language of Christ's love and justice is universal. We don't always need words to show Christ's love to others. It can be through our loving kindness and the way in which we act towards those less fortunate than ourselves, treating them with respect and dignity, that will help them to encounter Jesus. It's my hope that this year the resources provided by Housing Justice will inspire you and motivate you to take action in some way to show love and justice to those who through any number of circumstances have found themselves homeless. I hope that by using the resources in your churches or house groups, you can work together to raise awareness for those who are marginalised and vulnerable. And I hope that you'll feel called to help them to rediscover the hope and the purpose in their lives, and to really know the love of Jesus Christ. Amen.